Now we're live on YouTube. Yay. Welcome to the cafe. Come on in, get your coffee or tea, pull up a chair. I'm actually in the cafe. Is this cool or what? It's not raining today, but the last few days has been rain and freezing temperatures in the mornings. And you can see I got the rain on the window here. Yeah. So I'm in the cafe today. I got Ellie with me today. Cool, cool,
Hey,
cool.
everybody.
Yeah. So we'll give people time to get into the live Zoom here and the live YouTube broadcast, YouTube live YouTube live. Little redundant, right? So we got an interesting show for you today. We're going to talk about how do you book your clients? And there's all those magical apps nowadays, and then some of us old school people, we're still booking manually. But there's a argument for that, which I'll mention later on. Ellie's got some really cool stuff, so she's gonna, just take it away. But before that, hey, let's do the card of the day. Card of the day. What did I get today? I got the Queen of Swords as the main card, and I got the Eight of Wands as I wanted to pull a card for action. What action to take. So the Queen of Swords, radical honesty. The message here is to speak your truth clearly and concisely. Do not sugarcoat your needs to make them more palatable for others. Integrity is your greatest shield right now. And then some action to take in the context of the Queen of Swords, the Eight of Wands often represents a sudden message, an email, or a conversation that clears the air instantly. So look out for either receiving messages, or maybe you need to initiate a conversation, send an email, send a message, send a Zoom link, get things going. But that is the message for today, the Queen of Swords, along with the Eight of Wands there. I do want to mention, if you're a member of the guild, you can join us here on the Zoom. And the information on how to do that is on our Zoom page on our new website, tarotbiz.com. So just go to tarotbiz.com/Zoom. And I'm going to grab that URL real quick here and pop it in the chat in case anybody's watching and wants to, and they're one of our members. It tells you where the Zoom links are if you're a member. Basically, they're on our brand new community, which I have somewhere. Okay, I found it. Got to look through all. Got 1,000 links in here. This is our brand new community on School, powered by School, Tarot Biz. It's our community and it's private. It's for our members. And on here is a community tab with all the posts, and you can comment on posts and post yourself. There's a calendar. There's the classroom that has our course and has our workshops and other offerings to support our tarot professionals in the guild. There's even a map, which we should show that later. The map is really cool, Ellie. I mean, you can see where all of our members are, and we're around the world, which is really cool. Yeah. And so if you go on to our community and you see the URL right here, thetarotguild.com/community, and click on the calendar, it has a calendar with all of our Zoom calls and YouTube shows and everything like that. If you click on those events, it'll open a description box, and the Zoom link is right in there. So you guys can join us here on the Zoom. You can join Ellie and I right now if you're a member. Just go get the Zoom link. Yeah, really cool stuff. Um, that's the big thing for 2023 is the new community powered by School. What have you been thinking about it, Ellie, as a tech
I
wizard?
Yeah, I think it's fantastic. It's full of great resources. As Dax was demonstrating just a moment ago, there's quite a few things you can navigate to. It's not overwhelming, and there's just a lot of stuff that really helps build that sense of community. So, yeah, definitely if you're considering joining us on school, join us. It's pretty cool.
Right, right. I do want to mention if you are already a member, maybe you're one of our lifetime members. I did this list, and it actually took a lot of crazy research to figure out who all of ours. I never made a list before. And when I was done with the list, there was like 78. And I'm like, oh, you've got to be kidding me. It's like the universe winking, you know. Now, some days after that, I did find some other people like Cooch Daniels and a few others. And I think it got up to 90. And so if you're a lifetime member, I already sent out an email to you. And I also sent explaining all this. And I sent another email from school, from our community, that is an invite link. And when you click that link, it'll get you into the community free because you're a lifetime member. You already paid. Also, if you're current as an annual member, I also sent you a link so you could get in free. But so far, I think we've got, gosh, I have to go look. School, here we are. That doesn't look right. I thought there was more than that this morning. I thought there was 43 or 42. Well, it's saying 41. We'll go with 41. And out of those 41, I know two of them are brand new paying members. And so, like 39 of them are our lifetime members that have gotten on there. But I sent out 90. So there's like 50 some of you out there that have not got on to the new community. It's free. And if you can't find the link, well, I sent it out on the 1st. I sent it again on the 5th, and then like a day or two ago. And I've been noticing, especially if you have Gmail, it's going into promotions, the promotions tab. So if you don't see it in your inbox, it's probably because it's in the promotions tab or spam. Check spam on, whatever email service you're using. If you still can't find it, just message me. Message me on Facebook. Send me an email, dax@tarotbiz.com, and say, hey, I'm a lifetime member. I can't get in. And I'll send the link again. And just give me your best email address, the one you want to use for the school community. And if you already have school, you're already registered, maybe you're in some of the other school communities, just tell me what the email address is to that account. And I'll send you a link and you'll be able to go click and get in there. Otherwise, if your membership is lapsed or you're not a lifetime member, just go over to, I think I have the link here, community link. Go over to, type this in your browser, thetarotguild.com/community. Ooh, something. Bleh. I was eating lunch before the show here, and it was like, there's stuff in my, thetarotguild.com/community. That'll take you right over the community. It's $5. I kid you not. It's a sale we're running. It's normally going to be starting out at $9, and then halfway through the year we might be bumping it up to like around $19, and then we have higher tiers, premium and VIP premium, which is annual. If you hate subscriptions, you can pay annually. Yeah. So that price is going to go up to 9 at the end of January. So it's a New Year's sale, $5. $5. Come over and join the community. What else did I want to mention? Our new website, tarotbiz.com, of course. And then if you want to connect with me or Ellie or any of the other hosts, staff members, or get a reading from one of our certified readers, go to tarotbiz.com/readings. And we're all right there. You can click on us. It'll either take you to their website, like Ellie has her own website, or a page on tarotbiz.com. Like I have a page, tarotbiz.com/Dax. There you go. I think that is, did I cover everything here? Pretty much, pretty much. Let's check the chat and see what's going on in the chat. Mahanor came in. Okay. And if there's anybody watching live and you want a reading, just go ahead and put your specific question in the chat. If you don't have a specific question, but you still want us to pull cards, request a message from the universe. And you could skip the line, get your question answered right away, no waiting, and we'll spend more time on your question. Grab us a cup of coffee. And so that is at tarotbiz.com/coffee. There we go. Okay, so the topic today. Ooh, I know a lot of people. One thing I've discovered, I guess the way to put it is, I'm trying to be really, really PC here. So, the Tarot Guild, it's 21 years. We've had thousands and thousands of tarot readers come through. Really great people, really great readers. But one thing I noticed about us tarot readers is a lot of us are technologically challenged. And so that's why we're here at the Guild. You know, one of the big things we do, help you out with the tech. Booking clients, you know, it used to all be word of mouth. They send you an email or you meet them in person and you know, swipe right there, which you can do. We could talk about that later on. But yeah, you'd send them a link or something, PayPal, and they'd pay, and you say, okay, when do you want to meet, you know? But now they got these cool apps where it's got a calendar. They can pick their own dates and times, and they can pay right through the calendar app on many of them, which is really, really awesome. And what's cool is you can take embed code from the platforms that do that. You can take the embed code and put it on your own website, and the calendar is right there. They never have to leave your website, which is really cool. There are some other ways of doing it because there's some other platforms out there that have built-in calendars now that we'll mention a little bit later if you don't want to go the calendar app route. So Ellie, what calendar apps are there? I know Calendly, that's the one that most people have heard of. TidyCal, Acuity. What else is out there?
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure there's a plethora of choices out there. I know somebody who actually just goes off of their Google Calendar and enters information right then and there in their Google Calendar. So we could
There
even
you
say
go.
that's one option. But yeah, there's so many. I personally do feel like the focus today, we could take a look definitely at Calendly, TidyCal, and Acuity. I
Okay.
personally have experience with Calendly and TidyCal, which is my current tool that I use. And I've heard of Acuity. Dax, I don't know if you can speak to that one a little bit more, but
I've looked it up and I can bring the pricing up on that.
yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, since
Yeah.
there's so many different options, I mean, I
Oh,
guess one of the most important things is to explore.
you brought up the Google Calendar. That's one thing I wanted to mention was when I was looking at Calendly's website, Acuity and TidyCal, I can't remember which one or ones said it, but I saw right there where it said that you can set it so that when someone goes onto the calendar and books a reading with you, it'll automatically put it on your Google Calendar too, or whatever, you know, calendar you use.
Yeah, so that's one of the things that I love about TidyCal, and I believe Calendly also has that functionality. It's called an integration. So if you
Mhm.
want to have the platform as your kind of like one-stop shop to book, it'll actually do the communication for you where it'll not log into, but it'll utilize your Google Calendar. So if someone books, let's say 2 p.m. on a Friday, it'll show up on your calendar without giving them
Mm.
access to it. But it's them reserving that spot, and then that shows up on your calendar. So and then also it works conversely. If you have something that you need to do, let's say Saturday and Sunday, and those days you're normally open to bookings, but that particular weekend you're busy, block it off on your Google Calendar. It automatically gets blocked off through the scheduling service. So That way people can't book there.
Cool. And like you said, there's dozens and dozens of these, but why these three? And um, basically, I think that's where people get confused. There are too many platforms and there are too many calendar booking apps, and you just don't know what the best one to go with and has the best functionality. What's the same about, say, Acuity, or more like, because you're more familiar with like Calendly and TidyCal, and what's different?
So I would say some of the similarities is definitely giving the user or potential client the ease of booking, right? So instead of, maybe sometimes we'd be going back and forth through DMs or emails and saying, hey, what time works for you? Oh, this time works for me. Oh, you know what? I'm busy that day. Instead of kind of having that back and forth, it eliminates the need for that by giving the potential client the option to take a look at your calendar and say, you know what, this date and time works for me. And once they select that, that on your end is already open, and let's say it's within your operating hours, perfect. Somebody has booked that spot and you know that that spot is taken. It also, I think, helps with the automation of cancellations, since I know sometimes we do get clients that have to cancel, and, aside from your cancellation policy, it makes it very, very easy to just have that kind of straightforward, hey, if you need to cancel, you can cancel on your end and it'll cancel on my calendar. And that way, if somebody else finds that spot that they want to take up, they can take that up. So it just kind of
Oh,
keeps that line of communication open between user or client and the reader. So it gives them kind of that ability to move back and forth.
yeah, I was going to ask you about that, because I was wondering about cancellation, and are all the apps automatic nowadays, or do you have to manually cancel, like go into your Stripe and refund and manually cancel on the calendar, or does it all do it all for you?
Now, that is a good question. I've never had to refund a client, but I believe that process might be separate since it's a
Mm.
separate payment processor. So through PayPal or through Stripe, you'll go ahead and initiate through there. But at least that'll give you that kind of flag to say, hey, this client has had to unfortunately cancel. Let's go ahead and get that refund process started. So it'll kind of
Hmm.
tie up a couple of those loose ends that wind up happening sometimes when there's multiple aspects to a booking that we kind of need to be aware of, right? The appointment time and date, payment, has that been handled? Yes or no? So it just kind of streamlines all those different processes into something that's a little more easier to handle.
Right, right. And that's my problem too. I mean, in 30 years, I had to refund one person, maybe two, and and back in those days, I was just using PayPal, and I just, go into no calendar apps back then even, I just went into PayPal and clicked refund. Um, it also depends on the app, what payment processing systems they have available. And typically it's Stripe and PayPal, sometimes Square. Square's my favorite. So I would go with the one that has Square, because I like that. But I also have Stripe too. So, it's not really a problem. It's just I like the Square system. You automatically get a checking account through them. I've got my business debit card from that checking account. The money that comes in automatically goes into my Square checking account, and I can just transfer it to my bank, or I can use my debit card wherever, online, offline, and it's just super, super convenient. The other thing is that they have their Square app on your phone, and you just put their credit card at the top. You just put in the amount and just put it at the top, and boom, it does it. Right there. If you want to do it in person, you can do that with. I think you could still do that with PayPal. Um, I'm not sure about Stripe, how they would even do that. I know you can make links, but it's just everything is in one place with Square, and that's what I like about it. Whether I'm doing an in-person card tap, or they're purchasing online through a calendar app, or just manual, I just sent them a link and they put their credit card information in. I just really like that, where it's all in one. But did you start out with Calendly and then switch to TidyCal, and why?
I did. So I started with Calendly because it was at the time the most prominent software that was, I guess, on the affordable end. I know Acuity is meant more for like a very high level professional. Maybe you have a very steady income, stream of income coming in, so you can, subscribe and do those monthly payments that platform requires. But Calendly had a free tier, so I kind of started there and utilized that as best possible. But as I grew and my offerings grew, it got a little limited. So it was a great place to start when you initially have maybe one or two offers, or all you're doing really is, hey, I do 30-minute readings for this much money. So it kind of helps you get started that way. But since it is a subscription tier for higher levels to have more access to more features, I
Mm-hmm.
started doing research and I came across, I think it was a website that is a platform that shares software that's kind of like on the up and coming. So it's a bit of, I don't want to say a risk, but it's a bit of a leap of faith to invest in some of these platforms um, that are kind of trying to get kicked off. And I think TidyCal was one of the up and coming
Sure.
competitors to Calendly. So I took a look and they offered, I think it was like at the time, $35 for lifetime access. And you get all the
Wow.
stuff as they continue building out the platform. And I thought, that's my platform. So I jumped on and I have never regretted it. It gives me pretty much what I need, functions
Mm-hmm.
very similarly to Calendly, but yeah, it fits the bill. So low budget or like minimal, investment to it. And I think that kind of does a really good competition with Calendly. So that's why I made that jump.
Awesome. So I'm looking on here on the pricing and so forth, and I see, how TidyCal has a zero forever level, and then individual plan regularly 144, $29 single payment.
Mhm.
And then the agency plan is $79 single payment. What does it mean by single payment? Is that what you were just talking about? They still have that where you can buy into it and that's for life?
I believe so. When companies say
Awesome.
single payment, that's usually kind of that one-time lifetime
That's what I was
access.
thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, it says buy now on AppSumo. And with the free one, you get unlimited bookings, unlimited booking types, paid bookings, your own booking page, customer support, translation, and localization. With the $29 one payment deal, you get everything in free and extra features such as, oh, it says for consultants, freelancers, coaches, and other individuals. I'd have to look up everything. And then the
Yeah. A lot of
agency
features.
plan is for agencies. Yeah, this might be something that I might want to just buy and buy the agency plan and like be able to add on our members for free or something like that. I'm trying to
Yeah.
see TidyCal branding is reduced on the paid ones. I'm looking through the list here. I'm trying to see what payment processors they allow you to use. Do you know that off the top of your head for TidyCal?
TidyCal, I believe it's Stripe and PayPal. Those are the two I have connected.
Stripe and PayPal. Okay, so if I go over to Calendly, when I land on their front page before I go into pricing, it's got share your booking page and it's got the booking page, and I gotta say it looks really good.
Oh yeah.
And
Calendly is beautiful. It's a great platform.
I haven't seen TidyCals yet, but I'll have to go deeper and check that out. But you can sign up with Google or Microsoft or an email I like when you can just sign up with one of your socials or something like that real easily. And then if I go into their pricing, they have a $10 a month per seat level. They have a free level. In the free level, it says one event type, connect one calendar, customize availability, add video conferencing, customize booking. And then with the $10, it says unlimited events, connect multiple calendars, connect Stripe and PayPal, uh, HubSpot, MailChimp, a lot of integrations here. Automate meeting reminders and so forth, 24/7 support. That's not bad, $10 though.
Yeah.
Not bad. But I do like the pay $30 and you're done.
Yeah, I mean, Calendly versus TidyCal, you do get quite a bit more features at this time with Calendly. They do have a lot more integrations, as you pointed out. But TidyCal, like I said, for me, all I really want is just the ability to give potential clients the ease of booking. So, it fit the bill for what I needed, and that's why I went with that right now. But Calendly definitely
Right.
has a lot of amazing features.
And I'll fill you all in on Acuity because that's the one, by the way. Ha 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 ha. I found it. That's the one where I go under payments and it shows Stripe, Square, PayPal. I already love Acuity because it lets me use my Square, which I absolutely love. Really, it's not a big deal, if I use one of the other ones. PayPal is fine starting out. I used PayPal for decades, and then uh, their prices, especially uh, international and so forth, things started getting wonky. And I had some other issues with them too. So I stopped using PayPal. I still have PayPal. People can still send me payments with PayPal. I still use it for a couple of things, but for most business related things, I've moved away from PayPal to Square, which is the primary. And I also have Stripe because the integrations on one of our older websites, the processing, you could only do PayPal or Stripe. And I used Stripe for a few years. And yeah, I wouldn't have a problem. The payments would go in, I boop, put it into my checking account. But what I like about Square is, like I was saying, everything that I do is all done by Square really nicely. And they give you a free business checking account, business debit card, everything. And the app's great too. So that's why I'm liking Acuity, but let's go into the pricing. Okay. So when we go into the pricing, we see that it's unlimited services and appointments, one bookable calendar, client self-scheduling, payment processing with deposits through Stripe, Square, or PayPal, confirmation reminders, follow-up emails, automatic time zone conversion for clients, $16 a month. That's not too bad. Now, of course,
It's
all that pricing I was mentioning is paying annually. If I click on monthly, it's actually $20 a month. But still, if you're running an actual bit, not a side little hustle where you're doing a couple of readings a week, you just use PayPal. Or the other thing I would say is um, I often have clients just contact me on Facebook Messenger and I send them a payment request right there on Messenger and they send the money. It goes right out of their account through their debit card, through my debit card, into my bank account. No fees. That's the big thing. No fees. Love the no fees.
nice.
But all of these apps, let me know if I'm wrong, but it sounds like they all let the client book the day and time they want and make the payment. Is that
Right. It
correct?
sounds like most of these platforms do have that. Acuity definitely being the most nebulous of them and the most comprehensive ecosystem.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I believe Calendly and TidyCal both as well allow for booking and payment processing. So those are two of the like really, I guess, heavy components when it comes to being able to book and keep track of payments that come through. So all three platforms I think are really great. I think I was going to say, Dax, I'll share with you a PDF that I typed up with all the pros and cons of each and maybe
Oh,
suggestions
cool.
for what the best use is for. So for example, a budget conscious user or reader. So that way they kind of have an idea of what works best for them. And we'll go ahead and post that to Tarot Biz and or to school rather. And then
Our
that
school
way,
community, which is called Tarot Biz. Yeah. Our website now is tarotbiz.com. And so I just was like,
confusing.
you know what? I'm going to call it Tarot Biz, the school community too, because it kind of has a nice ring to it when people are going on school and they're going in the discoverable page where, discovery where they can, look up tarot or whatever their interests are. By the way, we're on the front page, which out of 30 some pages. So that's pretty cool. But when you see Tarot Biz, that kind of catches the eye. I like that. So not to confuse you all, but our website is tarotbiz.com and our community is Tarot Biz on school.
School.
Yeah. What was I going to say? I was going to say that the next level up is $34 a month. Unless you pay annually, it's $27 a month. And you get 6 bookable calendars. But one cool thing I saw here is you can give out gift certificates. That's cool.
That is a neat feature.
Yeah. And they even have membership subscriptions, bundled appointment packages, text reminders. They have text reminders, which is really, really cool.
That's helpful.
So, yeah, and yeah, I mean, I love the idea of TidyCal and paying $29, but I do have to say that all of these seem to be very reasonable.
I think so too. Yeah. And it just kind of winds down to your personal preferences to what you need, what's the demand on your part for the services that each of these platforms provide. So
And I want to give some other examples of some other possibilities and then also talk a little bit about manual booking. So, first of all, I want to mention that other platforms have their own built-in calendar. And so for me, what it is, it's dependent on what you're doing and what else besides readings you're providing. So if you have your own website, yeah, you're going to get an Acuity or a TidyCal or a Calendly, and you're going to embed that booking calendar right on your website. Yeah, no brainer, oh, and I have to ask you this because I didn't look it up, but I'm assuming TidyCal does it let you embed like that, where the calendar is actually on your website or no?
I believe it does, but I haven't explored that option for myself personally.
You
I
just
kind
send
of like
people to a
having,
link. Go
yeah, I
book.
have a link book now and click that
Book
link and it'll take you
now.
right to that front page where you can check my calendar and what available times and then you book it there.
Oh, I like that. You're gonna have to put your link in the chat so we can all go and look.
Sure.
It probably does. I know the others do because I looked that up, and you can embed the calendar right on your website. So, if you have your own website, if you have a page on tarotbiz.com, like mine is tarotbiz.com/Dax, when you become a member of the guild for $5, guess what? We're going to build you your own page. So if you're just starting out, or even if you've been doing this for a while, something happened to your website, your web designer disappeared or something, or you haven't built a new one. It's like, oh my God, I need an online presence, or you're brand new and you're going, oh God, I really can't afford, I don't have the time to go through the learning curve because they have all that, they have Wix and everything where you could build your own, but you still have to go through a learning curve. And there's also the time factor. A lot of people don't have time to sit down for a weekend or a week building out their website, right? So,
Yeah, there's a
or
lot of
they
stuff.
or they can't afford, the other possibility is to, hire a designer, but 500, 800, 1,000, 1,200, $2,000 for a website. A quick way to get a really nice professional looking online presence is through the Tarot Guild. You join $5 and I build you a page, and we can put anything on that page. PayPal buy buttons, buy buttons that take them to your Square links if you use Square, your Calendly or your TidyCal or your Acuity calendar. We can embed it right on the page. We can put any kind of background image you want. You want to, really customize it. Sure, we can do that. We can put all of your socials, Instagram, Facebook. Where else is everybody? Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube,
Threads,
LinkedIn,
Blue Sky,
X. I forgot about X.
X.
And Twitter. Anyway, if you look at mine or some of them on tarotbiz.com, just click readings and you'll see all of our pictures. Just click our pictures or our names. It'll take you, some people like Ellie, I said, it'll take you to their website, but myself, Michelle, Ariane from France, Dr. Rose, we all have pages on Tarot Biz. So go check it out. And I put the links all right there. I make a banner with your smiling picture, and maybe you're holding cards. I don't know. And we can make it whatever color scheme you want, or totally customize it. Like I said, if you have a particular, you want Bugs Bunny background image, I don't care. Whatever you want to do. But the main thing is we can embed the calendar right on there. But then there's other things, because sometimes you're going to want to sell digital products, maybe your own book and deck, maybe a little guidebook PDF download you're selling, or maybe you have a whole course or a workshop or something that you're selling. Well, then you might want to think, okay, because there are platforms such as StanStore where you can house digital products on there. People can come and buy them, click. You can even set up a membership that they can join. You can click on course, and they can buy and take your course right on StanStore. And it has a booking calendar. And so they're able to go in and book with you, and then and pay through that, and so it's all on StanStore. So depending on what you're doing, that is another option. There's other platforms too. One of them that's particularly dedicated to tarot readers and psychics is Hypsy, Hypsee, and it's more in the alignment of something like Keen or California Psychics or something like that, where you can book full readings, but it also allows you to do per minute, and it has a built-in calendar, so they can go in and they can book with you and book on your calendar. You're able to do a lot of other cool things through Hypsy. For instance, let's say you are going live. And by the way, I want to mention, although the functionality is why I mentioned Keen and California Psychics and Kazama and stuff like that, but the difference is those websites spend hundreds of millions of dollars advertising and getting clients to come to their website and then find you. Hypsy is a little the other way around. It's more like StanStore, but has the functionality of like a Keen or a Kazamba, California Psychics. So you need to send your clients to your page. It's more for people that have a following. So you go on to YouTube and you build up a following, or Instagram or TikTok or Facebook, even, if you're old like me, you're on Facebook. I remember when Facebook was new, brand new, and it was college kids. And now everybody, I hate it when I hear it on a YouTube video, and they go, it's like, hey, yeah, if you're trying to hit that demographic, people with money and stuff, older demographic, advertise on Facebook. And I'm
Oh
like,
God,
oh my God, I feel so old.
it's a harsh call out.
Yes. But there are people in their 70s posting on TikTok. So there. Anyway,
There you go.
uh, but yeah, it's another platform. The difference between, say, a Stand Store and Hipsy is Hipsy, you can get all set up and everything. By the way, it's one of the things we help you with. And I will help you get set up on Hipsy, get set up on Stand Store, whatever platform you want to use, or help you embed your Calendly or your TidyCal calendar into your, like, say, if you have your own website, or I can build you a website or one of those tarotbiz.com pages, and I'll embed it there. But if you're going to be selling products and everything, maybe one of these platforms, and the difference is with Hipsy, it's free. It's completely free. You get set up, you click the button, I'm live. And you can do lives on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, wherever you're doing them. And then on the Hipsy platform, you push a button, you say, I'm live, and it asks where, and you click where. And on their website, which they do have a client front-facing part of their website, Hipsy. And so people that go there, see that, oh, Dax is live. And they go to your YouTube or Instagram or wherever you're broadcasting, and you have your link. And they click the link, and it takes them over to your page where and you can make up all different, like I have 4 on there right now, but you can have 1 or 2, or you can have 6, 7, 8 different things that they can click what they want. A 1-card reading, a love reading, this kind of reading, that kind of reading, while you're going to do it for them live while you're on YouTube or Instagram. They click and buy, and on the back end of your Hipsy, you've got a listing now of everything that's been ordered. Now, you don't have to take everything. You can click a button and easily refund it, like we were talking earlier. This is all live, though, at the same time,
Wow.
because you're live on Facebook, YouTube, doing your show, whatever it is, Instagram, TikTok, and it has all the lists. And you do these quick readings in order, and you just go complete it as you go through, and it's all done automatically for you. So
That's cool.
Hipsy is a really cool alternative. I think you can, because besides, that's the live stuff, but then they have the stuff where they come there and you are online, and they can click and instantly get with you. Or when you're not online, you click, I'm offline for the day. They can go in and they can book, a full reading, $150, or they can book a whatever your per minute charge is, and then you just get with them, and they can book through your calendar there and all. But you can also put, I think, products too. And I don't know if Hipsy, the platform itself, I know you can buy them. I don't know if you have to deliver it manually. It might be, but
Oh, okay.
it's still cool. It's still cool. However, on Stand Store, it's all automatic. You either upload the link to it, maybe it's a hidden file on YouTube, a video, maybe it's a hidden a PDF document on Google that you have to have the link for, and it gives them the link. or you upload your PDF or whatever the digital download is onto Stand Store, and when they buy, they get it instantly. Same thing with access to your course, they get it instantly. So if you're going to do a course, do digital products, look at one of these, and you want to have a digital, client booking their own sessions calendar, one of these calendar apps that we've talked about. You may want to look at one of these other platforms that already have that calendar built in and allows you to do all the other functionality. You can do it all on one platform. Now, with Stand Store, I think it's $29 a month. And they have a higher tier one that's like $99 a month. So when your business really gets going, then what you can do is get the higher one, which allows you a lot more functionality, like automatic DMing on Instagram and all this high-end stuff that you see on these other platforms, like Go High Level and everything like that. And it's all on here for, $99. Or but even the $29 level is really really good. And they don't have platform fees. It's whatever Stripe or PayPal is charging so much percentage, usually around 2.9 to 2.7%, plus usually 30 cents per transaction, but they have nothing over that. Whereas Hipsy, that I was just telling you about, where it's completely free to set up, but they take 10%, which includes the processing fee and then their own fees. And I don't know if that changes with volume or not, like on Aranum and some of the other platforms. I have to go and check again, but it's 10%. But you get set up free. And I think it's worth it because, you're going to spend, any other business, you're going to spend more than 10% on overhead anyway,
Yeah.
from your gross. So I think it's a great idea. So those are all the different platforms, different ways of doing it. If you're confused, if you want guidance, what fits me perfectly and everything, that's what our Zoom calls are, that we do 2 or 3 times a week with our members. So you join the guild for $5. You can come on, you can ask all the questions you want. We're doing them on Wednesdays and Thursdays. And today, Sunday, this is one of our live Zoom calls. The only difference is that on these, we're broadcasting on our YouTube, on our Psychic Cafe YouTube show, so the public can watch too. Whereas our ones during the week are private. So if you want to have a private conversation, also, if you're a premium member, you get 2 hours of included support. And so you can just book with me for free. If you're a standard member, $5 a month, you can book a private one-on-one session with me. It's 2 hours for $99, discounted rate for our members. And I'll help you through all of this and set things up for you and whatever needs to be. And now that we're on school, I also want to mention school. You wouldn't think it off the top of your head to use school. But if you're going to teach a course or even a workshop or two, digital product, all of that, including, what did I just say? My mind blanked. Including like coaching calls and readings and so forth. You can put all that on the classroom on your school and do all the payments and processing through the school if you want. That's SKOOL for those that are not aware, but I think almost everybody's heard of school by now, but maybe not. The neat thing about this with school is you can start a school community and have it be free and open to everybody. And you can grow your followership and and a community around your course and everything like that. So it could be a paid community where you can charge whatever you want per month or per year, or it could be a free community. And the neat thing is they have a hobby level, which is $9. So you get more functionality with the $99 per month, but you don't need that to get started. The difference between the two, there's a lot of differences, but you get almost everything with the $9 a month. Here's the big difference. Again, with the 10% platform fee, and that includes your processing and everything, but you can get started with that. And then if you're making enough volume, then you can jump up to the $99 a month, and the fee drops down to 2.9. It drops down to regular processing, like through Stripe and PayPal. And what you can do on the classroom is you can you'd install a course, only instead of a course, it wouldn't be a course. It would be your coaching or readings or what have you. And when they click and go in there, one of two different ways. You can have it where when they click, they pay. But the way I would do it is I would just make that free to all the members. And then when they click on it, it takes you into the page, and boom, there's your TidyCal or your Calendly calendar. And you just tell them to book, and they click that, and now you're booking through Calendly. So that's how you can combine the two on a platform that allows you to have a community, a course, digital downloads. So it all depends on what you're trying to do, whether Hipsy would be better for you, or Stand Store, or school, your own website, a tarotbiz.com page, or just having Calendly and the link on, say, your link tree or something like that. And then lastly, manual booking. I do manual booking. I've done manual booking for 30 years, and it used to be in person. Then PayPal came along, and I would, back in those days, our phones had earphone jacks, and they had this cute little thing that you'd pop in there and you'd be able to swipe people's cards. Now you don't need that. We got in the apps, it's all digital. You just put their credit card or debit card up near the top of the phone, and it completes the transaction. It's all automatic. Boom, goes right into your PayPal. I don't know if Stripe does that. See, that's another reason why I don't use Stripe, because I want to be able to do in person, and I know Square does it. So I use Square, guys. You haven't figured that out by now. And along came all these payment processors and stuff like that, and it was before the calendars. And I would just put buttons on my, and if you go to my page now at tarotbiz.com/Dax, there's book now. There's a buy button for if you want to purchase a numerology report, and there's a book now button. You push the book now button, it takes you over to my Square, and you buy a reading, and I get notified. I contact you, and it's like, hey, when are you available? Right now, the beautiful thing about the digital, or the I don't know what to call them, Ellie, the automatic calendar apps and everything, is that people are able to go in and pick their own day and time, and it's all automatic, and they takes the payment for you. It gives you all the information. It is fantastic. And I would highly recommend that for the vast majority of people. However, there are times when doing manual booking makes a lot more sense, and I'm one of those cases. See, I'm taking care of elderly parents. I'm running the Tarot Guild and our new community on school, which I try to be on all day, every day now. and taking care of the house and doing it. I'm doing everything myself. It's just me. Okay. I can't block out blocks of time on days and say I'm going to be available from, I don't know what it would be, 2 to 7 p.m., 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. People have different availability and they put it on these calendars when they're available. I can't do that because I don't know if suddenly out of nowhere on a Tuesday, I may have to rush out and do something, or I might have to get on a call with a client, or not a client, but with a tarot guild member and help them with something. And these things just come up, or I need to take my dad to the doctor real quick, or I need to rush out and get something, real quick for him. So I can't block out time, so I can't use these automatic calendars. So what I much prefer, just contacting the person after they book, after they've already paid. I always take payment up front, by the way. And then I contact them through email or Facebook or what have you. And I say, hey, what's your availability? Because, most of the time my availability is all the time, really. It's just there's emergencies that come up. So I can't block out the time, but when I get on with the client, if they tell me, 9 a.m. tomorrow morning, it's like, oh, sure. So I then block that time. It's kind of like doing it in reverse. Instead of having all these times open on all these days that people can go in and book their readings, I do it the other way around. I block out an hour on my calendar for this client now. Okay. And then if I get another client come in and say, hey, when are you available? Oh, Friday at 7, sure. And then I block out that time, So I have to do manual. But if you're going to make this a full-time business, or at the very least know, hey, weekends I'm free. And 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., I'm just going to block it out. I'm available for readings all Saturday and Sunday. Or maybe it's Tuesdays and Thursdays or something like that. Yeah, go with the calendar apps. Yeah. How do you do yours, Ellie? Do you have blocks of time and blocked out, and how does that work?
Yeah, so because I do have a full-time job, the readings are pretty much kind of like a side gig, I guess, that I enjoy doing, and I like being able to do those. But I do have availability periods. So for example, coming up in March, I'll be heading out to a conference, so I need to block out all that time for that week that I'll be out. But anytime other than when I'm working, I'll give myself a little bit of buffer after work, and then I'll have specific hours, like let's say 6 to 10 p.m., where people can go ahead and book during that block. So
Awesome. Yeah, that's the other one I forgot to mention was jobs. Some people still have muggle jobs, and there's nothing wrong with that. Started out as a side gig and build it up, right? But then you have to, and some people have kids, so you got to like work around all these things. And for me, that's where a calendar app gets to be kind of a hang up, and doesn't really work for me, kind of thing.
yeah,
Because
you get maximum flexibility with manual scheduling. Because like you said, Dax, if there's
I
free time that
shift
you've got
things
free
all the
time,
time.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And out of nowhere, I might decide, you know what, I am going to go to that karaoke this Wednesday. And then I have to go in and I have to take availability off on that Wednesday or whatever. It's like, I don't want to think about that. So I just have the buy button. They go in, they buy, and I contact them. Hey, thanks for booking a reading. When are you free? I don't go in and because they always say, you should go in and go, hey, I've got a 1 o'clock on Tuesday and I've got a 4 o'clock on Thursday. You're supposed to do that to sound like you're really busy.
Oh,
So, but I don't do that. I do the opposite. I'm like, hey, when you free? And it's like, well, I kind of wanted to do it today. Oh yeah, I'm free right now. Or well, I kind of and that's another one. That's another part of it is by not having them go schedule a time, Thursday at 2 o'clock, when they buy, I can message them right away. They will be shocked, and instantly your credibility just went,
very
and
responsive.
yeah, and then they're gonna go, wow. And it's like, I didn't expect you to contact me this fast. And then you go, when you free? Well, I'm kind of free right now. Great, here's a Zoom link. And you just jump right on Zoom with them, and so you wouldn't get that if you're free right that minute, which most of the time I am. You wouldn't be able to do that when you're doing a calendar app. So that's another reason why I like doing manual booking, because I might be able to take care of them right then and there. I hate waiting. I hate putting it on my calendar that I have to block out 10 a.m. on Thursday, and it's just blocked out, and then I have to arrange stuff around it and everything like that. If I can get them in right then and there, I'd much rather just jump right on the call. And unless they want a numerology report and it's going to take me time to do that, sometimes I'll have to, if I do a instant reading, I'm going to have to deliver their numerology report a couple hours later after I have time to put it together, because I do it manual and it's not easy, to throw it together. Although AI helps me now, and it is quite faster than it used to be. But I still have to go through all that, create a document, export it as a PDF, get the PDF to them. So but yeah, I like just being able to go, okay, now if this became I'm doing the Tarot Guild and all this other stuff. If it became my full-time thing, seeing clients several a day, yeah, then I'd probably switch to a calendar app, and I'd probably just tell everybody in my life, okay, like a normal person, 9 to 5, pretend I'm out at the office, even though I'm home. Don't message me, don't call me. It's like, I'm working 9 to 5, availability for readings, and then I would use a calendar app, and sure. Yeah. So it just depends on your circumstances. Yep.
Yeah,
Anyway,
definitely.
went a little longer than I wanted to, but it's really great information. And you're going to get that PDF to me. I will post it if you're watching this in archive, wherever you're watching it, whether it's on our new school community, because I do post these on there, or you're on YouTube watching this in archive, look down in the description, or the post on school. And I also post these usually on tarotbiz.com in our blog. And so wherever you're watching this, below will be Ellie's PDF, which is really awesome. From the chat room, the only question I saw was from Maria, but I already answered about that on yesterday's show. Maria, you asked the same thing yesterday's show, and I already answered that, so I'm not going to do it again. And then Dion says Facebook shadow bans psychic anything, and I was unaware of that.
Really?
I see tons of psychic stuff on Facebook, and that's the free organic stuff. You can pay to get Facebook ads for your business, and it's not going to be shadow banned. I mean, whatever demographic you tell it to hit, it's going to hit.
That we know of. Tech
Yeah,
companies are kind of sneaky, so I believe it. The shadow banning, they'll make you
it's
think
possible.
that,
It's
yeah,
possible. But if you're paying them, I don't know. And when I search for stuff, I find psychic stuff.
yeah.
And I get stuff in my feed that relates, to that. And so if it was shadow banned, wouldn't I not be seeing ads and not be seeing posts and I don't know. I don't know. I mean, who knows what these platforms do? That's why
Have to
you want
investigate.
to have, yeah, but that's why you want to have your own place online, your own website or tarotbiz.com page. I can set that up for you, or your own stand store or something like that. Or you could use school maybe if you're doing courses too. Or you could try Hipsy. Hipsy is hip. It is the coolest platform I've seen for professional readers and psychics. And I can set you up on that. I have an affiliate link for that too, by the way. And what's really cool is if you get other people on there, uh, you can start using your affiliate link too, and you get a percentage of all of their readings for 6 months.
Oh, wow.
Not bad, not bad. Yeah, it's a pretty neat system. And just do a consult with me and we'll go through your business and anything you have now, like websites or social media platforms, and we'll look at everything and we'll look at what would work best and where you should be. But if you're one of those people that, well, we don't need websites in 2026, I do everything on social media. You might want to think again, because accounts can get banned like that. And there goes your business. Or if you're doing it through Google, they change the algorithm, boom, your business is gone. You know, you got to have multiple outlets. You need to have, nowadays I would do YouTube as primary, and then I would have Instagram, TikTok, still do Facebook, um, LinkedIn, you know, and try to be on multiple platforms and don't put all your eggs in one basket is the main thing. Yeah. So before we get off here, I got to let everybody know real quick, besides you can buy us a cup of coffee, tarotbiz.com/coffee. I got to let everybody know about next week, Ellie. So next week, there's no show on Saturday. I have meetings. We changed things up for 2026. It used to be the first Saturday. Now it's the third Saturday. Anyway, so Michelle graciously moved her third Saturday show to the first Saturday of each month. So the third Saturday, there will not be a show. Sunday, there will be, though, January 18th. We're going to be celebrating 16 years of broadcasting and podcasting, Ellie. Woohoo! Oh, there goes. That's awesome. And yeah, we've been doing this for a long time. And if you want to start your own podcast or YouTube channel in 2026, we've already gone through the learning curve. So there's another reason to join the Tarot Guild for $5. And we're going to help you out with all that. And then the following weekend, January 24th and 25th. So Saturday the 24th is Crown Share Saturday. Bring your deck, Michelle's Mystic Corner. You can also join us on the Zoom call on this Mystic Corner. Yes. And then that following day, Sunday, January 25th, we're going to talk about collaborating with metaphysical shops, getting your cards on their table. This will be a shorter topic compared to like today's topic, where we're just going to talk about this for a little bit, and hopefully we'll have more people on to do readings and everything like that. And the last Saturday of the month is January 31st. We'll be talking about, should you create your own store or open an Etsy shop? And I'm hoping, I know Dr. Rose is going to be there. It's her topic. I'm hoping Gary Karp might join us because he's had Etsy. Anybody else that's had, I don't know if Ellie, if you've done Etsy, whoever's done Etsy, join us on this show. And that Sunday, we are in February already. Can you believe it? How to pitch yourself for podcasts and guest blogs. We'll be talking about doing that for 2026 to drum up business. Yes. All righty. Let's get out of here. I went a lot longer than I was planning because I got to leave soon for an appointment. So I'm going to get out of here. And thanks for being here, Ellie. And just shoot over that PDF and I'll get that set up.
Sounds good. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. Bye, everybody. We will see you next Sunday. Next Sunday. Actually, for our members, the Zoom call, the private Zoom call is Thursday evening, 7 p.m. my time, which is 6 p.m. Ellie's time in San Diego. Yeah, so 9 p.m. East Coast time, 7 p.m. my time, 6 p.m. West Coast time, like San Diego. And that's this coming Thursday. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.